Hello viewers, welcome to National Focus. I'm your presenter Tarnia Green. It's always a pleasure to have you join us. Among the major developments, Numeracy Task Force to monitor teaching of math in schools. GIS Dominica train company drivers in defensive driving skills, and will bring you a special report on ongoing road projects in the Wesley constituency. Stay with me as I bring you the details of these and other stories right after the break.
Listen closely and you will hear what climate change might sound like. Hurricanes getting stronger and more frequent. Glaciers melting, causing a rise in sea levels. Dry bush burning after a prolonged drought left the bushes vulnerable to fires.
What? No water again?
But listen closely again and you will hear the solutions. People switching to energy-saving light bulbs. People building stronger homes that can withstand hurricane force winds. Our climate may be changing, but so can we. Making small changes together can have a huge effect on reducing the impacts of climate change. Act now. Rally, rethink, respond. This message is brought to you by the OECS Secretariat with funded assistance from USAID.
Documentaries and in-depth discussions, community walkthroughs, and Yes We Care. See it all on GIS Channel 7.
Welcome back. Time now for the details of the news. Education Minister Honorable Peter Saint-Jean is fully supportive of a training exercise which will equip principals and teachers with the requisite skill to teach mathematics at the primary school level. On Monday, the Ministry of Education, in collaboration with Macmillan Caribbean, commenced a 3-day numeracy training workshop at the Public Service Training Center. The minister, in addressing the ceremony, said his ministry is not satisfied with Dominica's attainment levels in mathematics, hence the need for such capacity building programs.
In the past, I have placed on record my absolute dissatisfaction with our attainment levels in mathematics, both at the national assessment and also at external exams. And this is one of the reasons why I am indeed delighted for these opportunities where you, the teachers, can receive the assistance in becoming much more effective in the delivery of your mathematics lessons.
The Education Minister, in itemizing some of the benefits to becoming numerate, said it is challenging to pursue higher levels of education without being competent in mathematics.
Without the skills of numeracy, a person is limited in his participation in many aspects of life. Furthermore, people who do not have adequate mathematical skills cannot participate fully in schooling or in higher education.
The government of Dominica is of the view that improving numeracy levels within the education system must be part of a national strategy to equip students to live satisfying and rewarding lives. And the Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development has put in place a numeracy task force which will observe the way math is taught at the primary and secondary schools. Education Minister Honorable Peter Saint-Jean says this is one mechanism being used by the ministry to improve numeracy in schools.
We have also recently formed the Numeracy Task Force, which is charged with overseeing maths operations at the primary and secondary schools. And I am assured that this group has already identified ways to improve achievement in mathematics, and several of their initiatives will be implemented within short time.
One such initiative soon to be launched is a television program geared at improving the way in which mathematics is taught. The program, dubbed Math in Action, is expected to be aired on the Government Information Service channel later this month.
I want to take this opportunity to commend the task force for its newest initiative, a program which to my mind is a new approach to teaching and learning of mathematics. It is a program on the Government Information Service, Math in Action, due to begin sometime this month. This, to my mind, is a creative way of reaching our students even after they have packed their bags and gone home.
To complement these initiatives, the Ministry of Education has put in place full-time learning support advisors to assist teachers in the delivery of mathematics lessons. In addition, the Government of Dominica continues to provide training under the Dominica Education Enhancement Project for mathematics teachers. 5 teachers are currently pursuing first degrees in mathematics. This, the ministry hopes, will result in improved performances by Dominican students at both national and external examinations. PDV Carib Dominica Limited has embarked on a training exercise geared at encouraging company drivers to develop safer attitudes towards driving. The defensive driving training exercise, which commenced last week, is part of the company's program of activities to observe a Health and Safety Month this April. Martin Joseph from Omega Driving School based in St. Lucia has been brought to Dominica to facilitate the exercise. He says his job really is to change the mindset of drivers to become more vigilant.
My job in the company, when I arrived there a week ago, was to train the company drivers. We started off with all the 40-foot container drivers, and we trained drivers in lower classes of vehicles. It's not to say these drivers can't drive. They could all drive. Their driving skills were quite good, in fact. Okay? What was lacking, what we had to deal with, was to try to change the mindset of the drivers. A lot of people do things dangerously. It's become a normal part of their driving now. They do it every day, they get away with it, it's just become normal. So what we're trying to do here, what my company is trying to do together with PetroCarib, is to change the mindset of drivers, not just the drivers of PetroCarib, but ordinary Dominicans as well.
Mr. Joseph explained that defensive driving involves being observant, exercising good anticipation skills, and always questioning the actions of other road users.
Defensive driving is based on these facts, okay? It's based on good observation initially. A lot of people drive, they follow the same route every day, and they don't really think about it. They go on automatic pilot from the time they leave home till they arrive at the destination. They're not actually seeing things that they should be seeing. If everything goes okay, it's not a problem. But if something happens to interrupt their normal procedure, then it does become a problem. So it's based on good observation. It's also based on good anticipation and control skills, believe it or not, okay? Anticipation, what does it mean? It means anticipating basically what people are going to do. Let me give an example. You're driving down a road, there are parked cars on either side. One of the things we should be anticipating is children running out from maybe in between the cars. Obviously, because the height of the child, you may not see that child above the height of the vehicle. So it's important we anticipate. Another example would be you're coming up to a junction. You're on the main road. You see a vehicle on your left who's waiting to enter. You've got a bit of speed. What you've got to ask yourself, what you've got to anticipate is what are you going to do if that vehicle that's supposed to wait until you pass him suddenly emerges in front of you? He may well emerge because he's not a very good driver, he hasn't anticipated correctly, he's misjudged your speed. Now, if you yourself have too much speed, it's almost impossible to stop that vehicle. A lot of people don't appreciate how long it takes to actually stop a vehicle. So it depends on good anticipation and control skills.
The defensive driving training exercise by Omega Driving School will examine other topics, including information about the importance of airbags and of wearing the safety belt. The training exercise, which involves drivers from other local companies, will come to an end on Friday, April 19. Meanwhile, the defensive driving training course put on by PDV GIS Dominica is receiving the support from Dominica's Chief Environmental Officer, Anthony Scotland. Mr. Scotland commended the organizers on such an important initiative. He says irresponsible driving by some members of the public is a growing concern.
Traffic accidents is a major problem in Dominica, and we have come to the stage where we realize we need to have legislation in place to deal with traffic. Particularly the use of seat belts and the use of helmets by road users.
Meantime, a health and safety exposition organized by PDV GIS Dominica Limited as part of its Health and Safety Month activities staged last week is also receiving high praise from the Environmental Health Officer. The Health and Safety Exposition featured a number of companies offering health and safety services, which encourage members of the public of the need to protect their health. Mr. Scotland is concerned that people working in the construction industry and other like industries should be more mindful about their health and safety.
A lot of our workers are exposed to a lot of risks. They do not wear the right helmets, they do not wear gloves, they do not wear protective shoes, and they are again exposed to a number of injuries. And that's an area that the people in the construction industry have to become aware, not only in terms of weighing the risks, the equipment, personal protective equipment, but they also need to look at the importance of the material they're using in the construction industry. And the areas in petrol, like the petrol, the people selling at the gas stations, they have also been exposed to a lot of fumes. There again, attendants have to be careful. The concept of having nozzles on the gas pumps to prevent fumes coming back at the attendants is also an area that's of importance.
Mr. Scotland also voiced concerns about farmers needing to be more health conscious.
Farmers in Dominica exposed to a lot of pesticide, and that is another risk in terms of their health and their safety. The concept of having protective equipment when using pesticide, when working on the farm. And last year, we had a couple years ago, 2010, 2011, we had outbreaks of leptospirosis, and we put a lot of emphasis on these issues. And by now 2012 it decreased, and so far this year we have not seen any cases of leptospirosis. So it's important that people realize the environment and the work they're doing in terms of being aware of the processes and put systems in place to protect their health.
And finally, this news time, the Dominica State College will for the first time accept applications from prospective students online. This initiative comes into effect immediately as the Dominica State College seeks for more student-friendly systems and procedures for registering students into its 2013-2014 academic year. DSC Registrar Dennis Edwards says the college in 2013 can no longer operate only with old technology. Edwards, in a news release issued this week, says this new approach to applications demonstrates the college's resolve to keep abreast of the times in which students live. The online access site to apply is dsc.edu.dm. That address again is dsc.edu.dm. The college notes, however, that the additional option, or rather the traditional option of filling out printed applications forms still remains. These forms are available at all three campuses of the college, namely the Stock Farm, Bath Estate and Goodwill, and may be downloaded online. The deadline for all applications for the year beginning September 2013 is Friday, May 31, 2013. Students will have the opportunity to take new programs this year, including Associate Degree in Paralegal Studies, Associate Degree in Law Enforcement, Associate Degree in Mass Communication, Certificate in Pre-Teacher Education, and Certificate in Journalism. And that's news. When we come back, we'll bring you the tip of the day. Don't go away.
Listen closely and you will hear what climate change might sound like.
$30 for a hand of bananas?
Severe drought could destroy banana plants and drive food prices up.
And now we can see the dead coral reef below us.
Dead coral? I thought it was alive.
No, it's dead. If you look at the pictures, you can see what the coral used to look like.
Oh, wow.
Natural wonders like coral reefs are disappearing. But listen closely again, and you can hear the solution. People disposing of garbage responsibly and not in drains and rivers. People responsibly discarding engine oil. Our climate may be changing, but so can we. Making small changes together can have a huge effect on reducing the impacts of climate change. Act now. Rally, rethink, respond. This message is brought to you by the OECS Secretariat with funded assistance from USAID.
Documentaries and in-depth discussions, community walkthroughs, and Yes We Care. See it all on GIS Channel 7. Channel 7. Channel 7. Channel 7.
Thanks for staying with us. Today we'll share with you a few healthcare tips for senior citizens. Take special care while walking at this age. Wear rubber grip shoes that avoid slipping and falling. Using sunscreen will avoid skin infections and rashes. Drinking proportionate amount of water is highly important. It keeps you hydrated and healthy. It is very helpful for the people with diabetes. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We welcome your suggestions and your comments. So please feel free to drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm, or you can visit our website at news.gov.dm. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm your presenter, Tarnia Green. Thank you so much for watching, and do remember to join us again tomorrow.